Hello and welcome to the 6th season of the Audi R8 LMS Cup. We are here in Sepang, Malaysia. Alongside me, Sean Henshelwood. Let's get straight to it. Alex Young has won the last 3 titles. Can he make it an unprecedented 4 in a row?
I'm not sure he can. Looking at the entry list we have this year, it could be the toughest season on Cup record, and I think he's got a big season ahead of him. But we have arguably the toughest field in Cup history for this season.
Well, let's take a look at some of his main rivals. We got Alessio Picariello and Martin Rump, 2 young drivers who finished behind him in the title last year. Then there's Sean Thong and also Mitch Gilbert coming in new this year. Who's the main threat as far as you're concerned?
Well, I think if you look at it on record from last year, Alessio Picariello and Martin Rump really do need to be at the top of that list. Picariello lost by a solitary point, yet he only won 1 race. You go to Martin Rump, he won 4 races last year, which was more than the Malaysian driver himself. So they are going to be a real challenge, and they have a year of racing in the Cup under their belts. So they will be, for me, the people that will stand out.
We've also got a number of innovations that have been introduced to the Cup this season. How do you see that all playing out in terms of the racing?
Well, realistically, we've got one back, which is push to pass. We had it for a number of seasons. It had a sabbatical last year. It's back, but it's back bigger and better this year because the fans can actually follow it and see what's going on in the cars. We also have Pirelli tyres for the very first time. That will form a different variable for the teams during the 2017 season. So it's really going to be a very interesting year to watch play out.
Good stuff. Thanks, Sean. Let's take a look at how the title was won last year. The Audi R8 LMS Cup has seen some epic battles over the years, but the established order was shaken up in 2016. Rookie Martin Rump took the first win of the season, showing the veterans that there was a new, youthful force to be reckoned with. Experience won out in round 2 as Rahel Fry took the win, but another rookie, Alessio Picariello, was right in the mix until the very end. Defending champion Alex Young got his first win of the year in Thailand, before a Rump Picariello 1-2 again showed that the rookies were genuine contenders. The Malaysian master Alex Young won on his home track in Sepang in round 5, but a solid weekend from Picariello had the Belgian tied on points with Young at the midway point in the season. That newly established rivalry reached boiling point in Korea as repeated clashes between the pair ended up with both retiring early. But Young bounced back the best in round 8 to edge ahead in the standings, with 2012 champion Mark Chi Lee now in 2nd overall. More drama in Taiwan as Rump clashed with Young in round 9, but a 2nd place finish followed by a first win of the year for Picariello saw him take a 3-point lead into the season's final weekend. Another win for Rump saw him still in the mix until the very end, with Picariello just needing to finish above Young in the decider to win the title. But in an incredible climax, more contact between the top 2 saw the Belgian penalised for this move on Young, with the Malaysian winning his 3rd straight title by just a single point. He's back to shoot for an unprecedented 4th title, but Picariello, Rump and the rest will be doing everything they can to stop him.
9 laps to go. Currently, Alex Young. Oh, there you go! Just as I predicted! Frankie Chen, that is a big one.
And try and take the position away as we see a car into the wall quite heavily. That's a lot of frustration.
He's trying to push the pass, he goes straight past Frankie. And a disaster for Andre Kudo and Frankie Chen. Just what you didn't need.
Frankie Chen, oh, and the contact with Adley Fong. Oh, that is terrible. Adley Fong and Frankie Chen are out. Adley Fong, extremely disappointed.
Was Alex Young hoping to lay a quick time down in qualifying? Oh, he's hit the wall! That's a big smash here in qualifying in Macau. That could cost him the title. And amazingly walks away from that smash. Great to see him unharmed.
Welcome to Sepang International Circuit in Malaysia for the start of the 6th season of the Audi R8 LMS Cup. This is the 5th visit we've had to Malaysia's Formula One venue, 5.543 kilometres, 15 turns, very testing and demanding circuit. Yesterday we saw qualifying, 2 sessions of qualifying, both of them dominated by Alessio Picariello, the number 2 from the 2016 season. Mitch Gilbert would start alongside in the OD racing car, then it was reigning champion Alex Yoong and Martin Rump making up row number 2. Frankie Cheng and Sean Thong, row 3, and a little bit further back, Akash Nandi and Marchi Lee. Few new dimensions to the 2016 season, one of those Pirelli tyres, another of them the return to push to pass. The opening round of the season, and it is the 2 young chargers off the front row. Alessio Picariello protecting the inside line, Mitch Gilbert alongside and trying to make it 3 wide is the 3-time champion Alex Yoong, but that's not going to work around here. He knows that. Tucks in behind the OD racing car of Mitch Gilbert. Martin Rump taking a cheeky little nibble up the inside, can't make that work, does the crossover to see if he can get past the 3-time champion, but that's not going to happen. A nice line there for Picariello coming out of turn 2. Gilbert's doing what he can to stick with him. Now you can see the push to pass flashing on the side of the car. That means they've all gone for that extra 50 horsepower boost to try and drive themselves closer to the tail of the leading number 15 MGT by absolute car of Alessio Picariello. Mitch Gilbert did such a great job here a month or so back with the opening round of the Blancpain GT Series Asia, and now there's a battle on for 3rd place. That's Martin Rump. He's got the correct line coming out of turn 14 inside the Malaysian driver, the reigning Audi R8 LMS Cup champion, and he's going to take that position away. Sean Thong, Alex Yoong's teammate, taking a cheeky look down the inside to see whether or not he can make up position too as the Phoenix Racing Asia team look on inside the garage. Up front though, Alessio Picariello's taking advantage of all this battling and moving away. Mitch Gilbert really has been a star since he's moved across from open wheelers into the GT category, and here he is a little bit heavy on the throttle there coming through the final corner as he looks to keep Alessio Picariello within sight up at the front of the field. Now that's a battle between 2 of the veterans of the Audi R8 LMS Cup. Frankie Chung on screen has just managed to keep Marchi Lee, the 2012 Cup champion. Contact now, that's the AM class battle, and that looks like Jeffrey Lee has beached the Audi Taiwan car, and that will be safety car. Frustration for Jeffrey Lee. He's made 58 starts in the 5 seasons of the Cup to date. The only other driver to match that number is Marchi Lee in the Audi Hong Kong entry on screen there. The number 88 entry, 2012 Cup champion. Daniel Bilski pulls in, the former AM Cup champion, in the safety car. Picariello leads the field away again. You can see the light flashing on the side of the car. That is to say they're on push to pass. They're using that 50 horsepower to get the jump. And Picariello's gone into the final turn to get the slingshot out ahead of Mitchell Gilbert and lead this field away. All that hard work he'd done to open up a gap, he'd done it perfectly before the safety car. He's going to have to do it all over again. But this young man has shown cool resolve so far this weekend, and he's going to be more than up to the challenge as Mitch Gilbert now comes under threat from the champion racing team driver and 4-time winner in 2016, Martin Rump. Alex Yoong doesn't look as comfortable as we've seen in the past. He's won half of the races that the Cup has had here at his home circuit in Sepang. A little bit of dust kicked up by the number 1 car. He's got his young teammate, one of the drivers he's been working to help evolve as the next generation of Asian racing stars, who's even taken the audacious move of flashing his headlights at his mentor in front of him. Sean Thong is trying to make his way through and make a mark on this championship for the 2017 season, but I don't know flashing headlights at a former F1 driver and 3-time champion Sean Thong is going to get you any further up the grid, but you've got to try these things. Behind, it's Frankie Chung, it's Marchi Lee, and Stefan Riquelme. Off the circuit comes, Alex Yoong's had a spin. He's come off the circuit, rejoined, got caught, thrown into the air, kept it straight, spun around, and he's going to be able to rejoin this field behind his teammate. That is KOU in the Audi Korea car. Just a replay. You can see he had no opportunity to recover from that. Airborne, no grip, no aero, and around he goes. But he has managed to latch back onto the tail of this field. Sean Thong now up into position 4. Martin Rump into position 3. That's now position number 2. There's a problem for Mitch Gilbert. You can see the field moving past. That's Frankie Chung, Marchi Lee. They've taken the positions away, so that is devastation for the OD racing driver. He's done such a good job to hang on to second place. Now that has taken a lot of pressure off Alessio Picariello at the front of the field. Martin Rump now, his rival last year, moves into second place, and checkered flag time. victory. His first victory of the year from pole position. Alessio Picariello, Martin Rump second, Sean Thong third for Phoenix Racing Asia and the Audi Tita racing team. A great result, and it's the young guys. This will be one of the youngest podiums in the 6-year history of the Audi R8 LMS Cup.
I had a break of 6 months, so I couldn't test or anything, but I trained hard at gym and mentally, and it looks like it's paying off.
It was a very exciting start. Then we had like a drag race on the back straight. He was on the right, I was on the left, and we were looking at each other and, waving. And then into last corner, I managed to get the edge and get the gap,
I think the car is a lot better than practice and qualify, and it's good enough to secure podium position, so I'm really happy about it.
So at the close of the opening round of the 2017 Audi R8 LMS Cup, it's Alessio Picariello who takes the top points. Martin Rump second, Sean Thong comes through for third position for Audi Hong Kong and Audi Tita Racing. Frankie Chung in position 4 ahead of Marchi Lee. Stefan Rakelmi, position 7 for Akash Nandi ahead of Alex Jung. A good recovery for the reigning champion after that off. Then KOU and Rick Yoon, Mitch Gilbert and Jeffrey Lee sadly failed to finish.
Historically, the Cup's champions have been some of the more experienced drivers, but this year, the next generation is hoping to change that once and for all.
Alex is very quick, Alessio is quick, Mitch is quick.
Everyone have the equal chance to win this thing.
90% of the cars are really strong and able to win, but for sure Alex is there because of his experience, so he will always be on top.
I think Alessio is definitely the one to watch.
Alessio has proved that consistently he has been very, very fast. And in some occasions, I think he just proved that in a different level.
I think it's between Alessio and Alex. Last year they were, I think, in a class of their own.
It's too close to call. Alessio, Martin Rump, Mitch Gilbert is shown to be very strong. And don't forget the old guys, Marchi Lee and Frankie Chung.
Alex is a really quick driver, but I think most of us young drivers, we come from single-seater backgrounds. I think we can carry that experience and that competitiveness towards this year's championship.
Like any championship, it's going to be about consistency.
Last year was a pretty good statement from me. I won the most races, but I lacked consistency, so I think this year I'll bring more wisdom and more experience.
I think I just need to learn and work myself up, do more simulator, train harder fitness-wise, anything it takes.
I learned a lot from last year, and I think I'm even faster this year, so everything looks even better.
In 2012.
Is it Adelie Fong?
It wasn't me. Oh, you mean, was it Adley? Was that year 2? I thought year 1 was 2012.
Do you know?
Was it Marchi?
Marchi Lee?
That'd be Marchi Lee.
This is the first year of the Cup, so I guess it's Marchi.
Marchi Lee.
Marchi Lee.
The guy who calls Marchi Lee.
There we go, Marchi. Didn't know he could win.
So here's how they'll line up for round 2 of the 2017 Audi R8 LMS Cup. Alessio Picariello did the double during qualifying to take the top spot for race 2 as well. Alex Jung, the reigning champion, alongside him. OD Racing's Mitch Gilbert will start from position 3 alongside Martin Rump. Then it's Frankie Chung and Sean Thong. Marchi Lee from position 8 alongside Akash Nandi. Then it's Stefan Rakelmi in position number 9 alongside KOU. Then it is the AM Cup drivers, Jeffrey Lee, the reigning champion in that category, and Rick Yu. Standing start for the second race of the weekend. Lights on, lights out. And it's a drag race between Alex Jung on right of screen, left of screen, Alessio Picariello. And it looks like the reigning champion has got the jump in that black and red car. He takes the position away and will lead down to turn 1. Protects as they go into the braking mark. Alessio looks around the outside, and that might let Mitch Gilbert in, but there's Martin Rump going around the outside too. Frankie Chung still in the mix. Marchi Lee too, right there in the gold and silver Audi Hong Kong car. Coming out of turn 2, and it's still Alex Young at the front of this field. A little bit of dust kicked up further back, but it looks like everybody's got through cleanly as they fire down to turn 4. Push to pass going mad on some of these cars as they try and work their way forward for position early in this race before the field starts to string out. Nice start from Alex Young. This is what he needed after the disappointment of yesterday and having that tough run. Now we ride on board with Mitch Gilbert off the start. A little bit of black rubber, twin licorice strips as they fire off the line. A little bit of wheel spin. They managed to control it on the run off the line. Good start from Alex Young. He really got the jump there on Alessio Picariello. Almost contact as they go down to turn 1, right under the rear wing of the MGT by Absolute. Entry is Mitchell Gilbert. He sits in third position, a watching brief behind the Absolute Racing driver, Alessio Picariello. Very wide on the exit there. They're using all the circuit and then some. Good battle there between Martin Rump and Marchie Lee. Marchie Lee pulls out, coming down to the final corner, takes a bit of a nibble up the inside of the Champion Racing Team car. Can he get the drive off the final corner? Just kicked up onto the curb. You can see the dust too being thrown up. That's not going to help the grip levels. Tucks in under the rear wing of the Champion car there. They're both on push to pass. Martin Rump taking a protective inside line on the run down to turn 1. Marchie Lee already knows he's not going to go around the outside. He tries to muscle his way across in the 88 Audi Hong Kong car, but can't quite do it. Rump's got the better line, fires back up the inside, and he has that position back in hand. The Phoenix Racing Asia team watching on board as one of their chargers, Alex Young, the reigning champion, continues to lead this field. Picariello, despite carrying that 50 kilograms of success ballast from winning the opening race, is really doing a fantastic job. Right under the rear wing of the number 1 car now. Forced to defend. It'll be a braking duel. You can see how squirrely they both are under brakes. But he's got the inside line, Alex Young. He knows the right way around his home circuit, and he's closed the door on the young Belgian as they come out of turn 2. Right on the apex there. Mitch Gilbert now is starting to move into this equation. All they're doing is slowing each other down. They're on the push to pass. They need to be careful. They've got enough to try and defend over these closing laps as drivers like Mitch Gilbert, Frankie Chung, Martin Rump and Marchie Lee start to close in on this leading duo. On board with Sean Thong. He's making a move on Riquelme further back in the field. Riquelme, of course, the reigning Le Mans champion in LMP2. A little bit of wheel work there for the 21-year-old Hong Kong driver. A great job so far with a podium in the Tita Racing car in the opening race. There's contact between the Audi Korea car of KOU into the rear of the KCMG car driven by Akash Nandi. That's not what the young local driver wanted. He was hoping to move forward in this race, but he gathers things up and continues on in this race. As up front, Alex Young's doing everything he can to get away from Alessio Picariello. Picariello now starting to get under fire a little bit from Mitch Gilbert. Both Alex Young and Mitch Gilbert had a shocking start to the season in the opening race, a lot further down the order than they wanted. Gilbert, sadly, didn't even finish with a technical challenge that thwarted his run in that opening race, so he'll be desperate to try and get some points on the board. Chinese motorsport pioneer Frankie Chung too will be looking for big things this season after a torrid season in 2016. Of course, a big contender in past seasons, as still Alex Young, one of his rivals, and Alessio Picariello continue to charge away from this field. Frankie Chung, then there's this great battle between Martin Rump and 2012 Audi R8 LMS Cup champion Marchie Lee continues to go on. Jeffrey Lee, another of the veterans in the field, leading the AM points at this stage of the race, and he'll be looking to add to his tally, of course, the reigning champion in that class. But Alex Young has done everything he's needed to during this race to hold out the young Belgian. He's recovered from the disappointment of that spin in the opening race to fire back and take win number 21 in the Audi R8 LMS Cup. Fantastic points in the championship lead for Alessio Picariello, and then it is Mitch Gilbert, a stunning response to his DNF in the opening race.
Yeah, yesterday was a disaster, so I didn't drive very well, and I don't think we fully understand the new tyres yet. Today was a bit better. The pace was a bit better as well. I didn't make any mistakes. No big ones, at least. But we can still improve. So, if we win a race, and I know we can still improve, I guess that's good for the championship.
The start was bad, but the team did such a great job all weekend long. I mean, I had such a good pace, even with 50 kilos. I think I have the fastest lap time in the race again.
I think we showed that maybe I'm one of the guys that's going to be fighting with these two for the title.
So victory to Alex Young ahead of Alessio Picariello, who now leads the championship points. Mitch Gilbert, position 3 from Frankie Chung, Martin Rump, Marchie Lee and Sean Thong. Stefano Riquelme finishes in position number 8 for the Castrol Racing team ahead of Akash Nandi, Jeffrey Lee and KOU suffered a post-race penalty for that contact with Akash Nandi early in the race. At the close of the opening 2 rounds of the 2017 Audi R8 LMS Cup, it's Alessio Picariello who tops the championship points table, 45 points to Alex Jung on 31. Martin Rump, 28, Frankie Cheng on 24, and Sean Thong, courtesy in part to his third place in the opening round, 21 points. Marchie Lee, 18 points, position 6, ahead of Mitch Gilbert, 15, Akash Nandi, 12, KO Yu, 5 points, and Rick Yoon rounds out the top 10.
Well, Sean, the top 2 from last year splitting the race wins across this weekend. What for you was the highlight?
The standout for me was Alessio Picariello. I mean, he's really become the complete driver during the off-season. Let's look at it. I mean, 2 pole positions, 2 fastest laps, a victory and a second place. He comfortably leads this championship after 2 races. I really do think that 3-time champion Alex Jung's got a real challenge on his hands this year, probably much more so than last year.
Well, we'll see how it plays out as the Cup makes its debut next time in Suzuka, Japan. We'll see you all soon.